Hello Seekers, welcome to Punneit Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. I was contemplating how to provide the right guidance, so I tried different methods of bringing monthly guidance, then ascendant wise, then moon transit. But now I think it's instead of overwhelming you with notifications, let's club the entire month analysis in one video so that after every couple of days you can refer back to the video and see how the couple of days might look like. There has to be some hand holding, there has to be some guidance, there has to be some way to at least know the feel of the day. Not much, just the feel of the day, and this might help you when the day brings any obstacles, when the energies are blocked. Maybe you can refer back to this video and realize that it might be a play of planets and what you are supposed to do. This cannot be a replacement of a personal consultation, obviously, but it can be a guidance which I can upload on a public platform like YouTube. And so what I'm going to do is, at least for this month, and I need your suggestions and I need your point of view in the comment section. It is very important for me not only to grow this channel, but also to realize that different times will need different type of guidance. And at this point of time, emotional guidance, the guidance that covers the different aspects of Chandra movement, moon movement, is necessary, considering that the world that we know now is no longer the world that we used to live before. It's very different, it is fast changing, it is evolving, so we have to evolve and keep ourselves updated, because it is only emotions that and the moon that decides our perspective of life, and our perspective of life drives our decisions. Our decisions are our karma, and karma creates horoscope, and karma will decide the fate of your ongoing journey for the next life, for the coming lives. And this is more like in connect with Kriyaman karma, the day-to-day karma. So here is the video trying to help you on your day-to-day activity. This is not an ascendant-wise video. This is not a zodiac-wise video either. So you can be of any zodiac, of any ascendant. You may be knowing your horoscope, you may not be knowing your horoscope. That's okay. You can just watch this video, because I am talking about energies here. I am talking about mental frequency, mind energies, how mind will interact in general with the moon moving in different zodiac sign. So here I am talking about a moon's journey in different aspects of Kundli in transit, how it interacts after every couple of days with different energies, different zodiac, different planets. And then you will have to absorb as a blanket guidance, and if you see that happening on a day-to-day level, it will immediately tell you what to do. For those who know astrology, here is a suggestion for you. If you know your moon sign and if you know your horoscope, then bring out your Chandra Kundli. How to bring out Chandra Kundli? With your date, time and city, cast your horoscope. Either there will be an option in the software to show your Chandra Kundli, or you can put Chandrama, moon, on the ascendant and rotate your chart accordingly. You will get moon on the ascendant, moon's zodiac as a ascendant zodiac sign, and the entire planetary relevant position in your birth chart. Now let's say I'm talking about moon in Aries or moon in Aries. Now you might be Aries moon sign, but you might not be Aries moon sign. So for Aries moon sign, it can be a direct correlation. What about the other 11 zodiacs? Now if you know astrology, you will know which bhava or house Aries is placed. Whatever I am discussing, that will be the output of that expression of life. Say I say the mind will be troubled, the mind will be disturbed, or because of Saturn you might remember the past. And you have Aries in the 4th house. That means your mind will remember how comfortable your life was in the past. Your mind will remember facts about real estate. Your mind will remember your time in the other country or in your home place, hometown. So take that energies and connect itself to the bhava, because for a video it is not possible. It will be too much of data. I can't make 144 videos for each zodiac, 12 houses, not possible. For each moon movement, 12 ascendant wise predictions, impossible for a video, and it's not needed for a moon transit analysis. So here is what you have to do. You know Jyotish, focus on the bhava. You don't know Jyotish, focus on overall feel and energy and the theme of the moon's movement. Here I will be talking about the dates and the moon transit on those dates and discussing the theme of that moon. So again I will repeat, this is not as per your ascendant or moon sign. This is as per moon's actual movement in different zodiacs and what moon will play in your own mind and as a theme while it moves in different facets of Kundalis. And date wise you can come back and you can watch what the moon is doing on that particular day. And if you want consultations related to transit, that is available. You can drop me an email, and I have monthly guidance on different transits that is open, and if you want to book you can drop me an email. But this is just an attempt. I don't know whether you want this or maybe you will like this, but I think it is the need of the hour, at least for some few months, according to me, until 2025 at least. So let's see how it goes. Do share your comments and suggestions in the comment section. That will be extremely important for me to understand what you really want from this channel, because I really want to bring whatever best I can through through this platform. Please subscribe, share the video among family and friends. That sharing helps the algorithm understand that Jyotish is important. So please share the videos and follow also me on Instagram if you want reels and other interesting stuff. Let's start the monthly moon guidance. On 2nd of August late night, moon will make its move in the Aquarius zodiac sign. There is a retrograde Saturn in Aquarius. So when moon will enter Aquarius, moon will counter the Saturn, and this is definitely going to make you realize all the past mistakes. This will make you remember what you have done in the past. This will make you revisit both the good and the bad. So in case you are facing you faced a certain level of trauma in your life, you will certainly be remembering all those events. And there is a retrograde Venus right in front of this moon transit. When moon is with Saturn in Aquarius, there is a retrograde Venus, Mercury and Mars in the 7th house. So definitely past relations are also going to surface. Anything that is hidden might come up in marriage, or anything that was an element of the past might come and interfere in the present. So ensure that what you are doing is you are looking ahead into the future, and you are not always trying to drag your past or draw conclusions or judgments from someone's past behavior or your own past life. You will also see that Sun will be in a decent position. In fact, Sun will be in Ashlesha Nakshatra on that day, and that too in the sign of Aquarius, and Sun and Venus will be trying to approach each other. So this will also increase ego related battles, and maybe this is the trigger. You remember something and then you start contemplating about it, you start complaining about it, and tomorrow this can turn out into another reason of you being sad, or another reason of a broken relation. Also, this is the time when you have to rethink about your business plans. You must revisit. It's more like a transit of revision. You must revisit your business plans and then see what might work, what might not work. And you have to be very, very practical while moon will be in Aquarius zodiac sign. So it is only in around midnight of 4th of August as per Indian Standard Time when moon will be transiting out of Aquarius to the sign of Pisces. Now you will have to see and understand that from Aquarius to Aries, moon will be getting affected between the Saturn and then the Papkartiri and then Rahu. So definitely for the next 1 week, mind will be under heavy impression of these energies, and you might feel, especially if you're an afflicted, if you have a good moon in your chart, you don't need to worry. But if you have an afflicted moon in your chart, This might make you feel sad about everything. This might make you feel bad about your current state of life. You have to be optimistic, because this transit can make you slightly pessimistic. Chanting Shani Bij Mantra and going to a Shani temple, seeking forgiveness and doing prayers related to Bhagwan Hanuman will help you. On 4th of August, Moon will enter the Pisces zodiac sign. Moon will go under Papkartiri between Saturn and Rahu. Saturn in Aquarius, Rahu in Aries zodiac sign. But more than Moon being in Pisces, you will have to observe that Venus is retrograde in 6th house from this Moon. And Pisces is the zodiac sign of exaltation of Moon. So definitely this Pisces Moon sign, and when Moon transits into this Meena Rashi, Moon's energy will be heavily affected by the presence of Shukra in the 6th house. That means that you will start observing disputes in the relationship. This might be the beginning of negative aspect, or you becoming pessimistic about your relationship in life, and therefore you will have to be watchful of all those instances and all those flare-ups in the thought process. Whereas on the second house from the Moon, the Jupiter and Rahu presence is actually positive. This will make you feel more secured, but this might also make you feel entitled, especially if you have Moon Rahu, Moon Ketu, Moon Saturn conjunction in the birth chart. And because Venus will be approaching towards the 5th house, this can also act as end of a dispute. So you have to see the positive side of everything, so that this finishes off that the negativity in mind, and this gives you that it rekindles the spirit. Because Venus, why I'm focusing on Venus is because Pisces is a zodiac sign where Venus gets exalted, and you cannot ignore the role of Venus. And 6th house from the Moon is called Prarabdha, or the Badha that, or the problems that affect your mind, day-to-day activities. There is Mercury and Mars there, so this will also keep you on the edge. This can make you feel anxious, and you might be desperate in taking certain actions. Especially if you're a student, you will have to be careful. In matters related to business, you will have to be watchful of the money you are spending and how you are spending. Do not try to spend money on credit cards on this day, and you will also have to be careful if you are trying to apply for a loan, or if there is an impulse that you should go and invest somewhere, and if this is the day, like 4th, 5th and 6th, around that time of August, you should be watchful of the energies, because energies are going to be very volatile. Venus will be crossing Gandanta of Magha and Ashlesha Nakshatra, back from Leo to the sign of Cancer. So definitely this is the time when you should be more philosophical in nature. You should be more introspecting. You should focus more on yourself, what you have, and how you can improve your life. The more positive and creative you are, Moon will give you the right sense of direction. For entire 7th and 8th of August, Moon will be in Aries zodiac sign. Moon will cross the boundary of Revati and Ashwini Nakshatra, the boundary of Pisces and Aries. And Moon will enter the Mesh Rashi, will immediately encounter Rahu, and then on 8th of August, it will cross over Jupiter. So now imagine mind getting attacked by two polar opposite forces. One with Rahu, which brings illusion, and then with Jupiter, which brings proper guidance. So mind will be definitely oscillating between the Asura and the Deva. So there is a kind of an internal questioning that will happen for a lot of people. And another important aspect is that retrograde Venus will move out from your from the 5th house and will move to the 4th house with respect to Moon. So tensions related to the health of mother, relationship with mother can be affected because of this. Also, the dispositor of Moon, which is Mars, will be 5th house from the Moon, making you highly creative. So if you can use the technical aspect of Rahu and you use the wisdom of Jupiter, you use the creativity of retrograde Venus by digging deep into your talent, you will be able to find out what you are, what you mean in life, what you want in life, your true talent. So this is the time when you have to find your strength. So start writing your strength basically in a diary and try to understand what you are meant for. Sometimes you have to look deep into your own self. So a little bit of meditation will be really helpful during this time. A sudden need of buying a property or a car or a vehicle or a relocation may arise during this time, or your mind may be contemplating that. So be mentally prepared for any such change if it is supposed to come in your life right now. But overall, if I say that 8th of August is a better day compared to 7th of August, because that is an energy more associated with Jupiter. Praying to Bhagwan Narayan by chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya will be extremely helpful. On the morning of 9th of August, around 8 am, Moon will be crossing to the sign of Taurus and will become exalt, because Taurus is the zodiac sign of exaltation of the Moon. And when Moon will be in Taurus zodiac sign, Venus, which is the ruler of Taurus, will be 3rd house from the Moon, and Venus will become combust. So although Moon is exalt and now free from the effect of Saturn and Rahu, somewhat the effect of Sun, which is ego, might dominate your emotions during this time. So refrain from any ego related battles. When you are communicating with someone, during your expression, whether it is verbal or non-verbal, try to refrain from being intimidating, because this might come across as an ego-based communication, or you are trying to show off your strength, or you are trying to show off your power or position. And if you do that, that might be met with stiff response, a response that you have not expected. And if you are managing that, this is a great transit. This will kind of give you that strength to focus back on your career. This can put your life back on track, and this will give you that creative strength, and you will be able to use the power of Saturn, which is 10th from this Moon being in Taurus. And especially on 10th of August, this is the kind of a transit where you will see that the wholesome energy of the wholesome positive energy, the aura, will help you take bold initiatives, because this is the transit of bold initiatives. Now this initiative can be towards your own life, this initiative can be towards your siblings, especially towards your responsibility towards your sisters. There may be a need that might arise of a need of travel might come, and whatever the case may be, it should not be a random decision based out of anger. So don't decide anything because you are feeling hurt, you are feeling that your self-esteem was targeted. Rather, observe the situation, be patient, and take one step at a time, because if you are reactive to situation, then it is not going to help you. In the 3rd house, Venus is becoming close to the Sun. In the 4th house, Mercury is coming very close to Mars. And because Mercury and Mars are together, this can make you spend extra amount of money just for the sake of ego. It will be a pleasure shopping. It will be a kind of an expense where you are trying to compete with someone, and that is not worth. So be watchful of these kind of emotions, because you will be high on adrenaline, you will be high on your emotions. But otherwise, it's a good transit. It's a transit that will also bring you happiness, peace, joy, and will, kind of make you feel that you are best at what you do and wherever you are. That's a good thing. From the evening of 11th of August, as per Indian Standard Time, till the very early hours of 14th, Moon will be in Gemini zodiac sign. Now, when Moon is in Gemini, now it comes once again in trine with Ketu and Saturn. Ketu being in Libra, Saturn being in Aquarius. So this might be a transit where you are feeling very sad about the resources, about the situations in the family, and especially if you have an afflicted moon in 6th, 8th or 12th house, if you're in Moon Mahadasha, Antardasha, or if you're a Gemini or Libra or Aquarius moon sign or ascendant, you will feel this. You might also feel worried about the health of your mother, your separation with your parents, and there can be situations in the family or fights between family or ego related situation that might make you feel displaced, or that might make you feel that you don't belong there. The sense of belonging will not be there. What you will have to do is that you will have to ensure that you are communicating your emotions, but in a very polite and positive manner. Mars and Mercury are very close in your third house, and this Mars being third from the moon might make you feel on the edge, might make you believe that you can do, and Mercury can, it's like a short circuit, and everything was fine, and then one instant and the volcano erupts and things will never go back to normal. So you will have to be watchful of these kind of emotions. Otherwise, this Gemini moon transit will be actually helpful in taking some important decisions of your life. This will be helpful in doing something with your brothers, with your friends. Travel related success might happen, like means career related travel might come, and that might give you more success, more exposure. Short trips with friends can be planned during this time, although because moon is with Ketu and Saturn, you will need someone to push you for these kind of leisure trips. Rather, I will say enjoy your life, think positive, and be very careful on 13th of August. Now, why 13th of August? Because 13th of August is one time when Sun and Venus will be at the same degree. So you might feel very depressed and sad, and there will be a lack of romance, or romance burns out from your life. And that emotional state of mind and your emotional state towards your family, your children, it can be a big, overwhelming mess, especially if you have a bad moon. A person with a strong moon will be able to sail through nicely. There will be certain hits, but it will be manageable. But someone who has a weak moon should chant Mahalakshmi mantra and should pray to Bhagavan Narayan by chanting Vishnu Sahasranam at least once on these 3-4 days. Because what it will do is it will give you some strength. And after that, when moon crosses over to Karka Rashi, Cancer zodiac sign, Venus will start separating way faster from the Sun, and then it will bring you that positivity. Otherwise, this can give you a certain sense of hopelessness, and in a very rare case. But still, I will say that if you pray to Bhagwan Shiva by chanting Om Namah Shivaya, or if you take a sankalp of chanting the Shiva mantra for say 90 days, or say 100 days, or say 1 year, and every day you will pray this mantra, this will be extremely helpful, because the initiative was taken at this point of time. And then you will be able to figure out what's right and wrong. Gemini do have duality. Gemini do have this dual nature of going sideways. So don't plan anything, because again you will have to revisit those plans, and there will be higher possibility of you redoing things. You might have to watch muhurts if you are doing big tasks or you are executing big decisions between 11th and 14th of August. Now on 5 a.m., around 5 a.m. on 14th of August, moon will be transiting to the Karka Rashi, Cancer zodiac sign. For next 2 days, moon will be in the Karka Rashi, and this is going to be an auspicious moon transit for two facts. Number one, a retrograde Venus is going away from the Sun, so there is a hope. Venus is now rising. The Venus will not be visible until next 3-4 days, but still Venus is now separating away from the Sun, so there is hope. And Venus is also comfortable, so there is a comfort in surrender. There is a comfort in being one with your own soul. So this is where you will have to find a place of your own comfort, of your own interest, and be there for some time. Enjoy your own company. Don't seek things outside, rather seek things inside. Chanting Chandra Gayatri mantra will be extremely helpful during this time. This will help you get away from the Maya and focus more towards your own potential. So it's the time when you have to sit and see what you have and what can you do with it before you demand something, whatever you have, try to observe what can you do with what you have right now, and that will give you a great insight. Although there will be a certain level of discomfort, a certain level of detachment rather I should say, but that is good. Sometimes detachment from material things, sometimes for taking your attention and focus away is the right thing to do. So turn your focus away and turn it inwards and focus on your own self, focus on your inner growth and inner development. Take care of your eyesight, help people who are blind, and ensure that you are not bringing ego, because if you bring ego and there is a war and there can be a relationship issues, it will become ugly, really ugly, because this is also the time when Saturn retrograde will be in the 8th house. Also, any ego based investment should not be made. Investment made because of any competition should not be done. Even if you are in your career and there is competition, don't take it personally, don't take it very seriously at this point of time. Enjoy the company of yourself, enjoy you being where you are, and then slowly as the moon progresses, it will naturally give you that motivation. And this is also the time when you should read spiritual autobiographies, spiritual books, books of great people, because that will give you inspiration, because moon transit in Cancer is the transit of inspiration. From 16th evening till 19th early morning as per Indian Standard Time, Moon as a planet will experience major shift and changes when it enters Leo zodiac sign. First of all, when Moon will be entering Leo, it will be crossing the Gandanta of Ashlesha and Magha Nakshatra, and at the same time Sun will be in that position. So Moon and Sun together will cross the Gandanta position. And then when Moon goes ahead, on 18th, Mars will exit out of Leo. So one planet is entering and the other planet is exiting. This creates a lot of energy field disturbances in the mind, and one will not be able to understand whether to take the initiative as per Sun. That means initiative where you involve, you are the owner, you take matters in your own hand, you become the leader, or you focus on the resources, strategy and planning, because Mars is going in the second house from the Moon. That's the trend of the planet. And among all this, Mercury sits somewhere in between, bringing logic and emotions come together. And this is, you can say, highly not an ideal position for a planet like Moon, which is basically mind. So it is best that if you bring your focus more towards being the leader, taking matters in your own hand, but also don't take any step if you don't know what to do with life, if you don't know how to strategize, how to plan. Don't basically move ahead or take next step without a concrete plan and a backup plan at hand. When Moon will be with this shuffling of energy, a retrograde Saturn will be aspecting it. That means the circumstances are not going to make it easier. What is the smart way? The smart way here will be that you focus on the ever-changing aura and ever-changing energies and adapt to it. The more adaptive you will become to these energies, the better it will be for you. But if you try to resist, if you absorb the masculine side of it, and if you try to use brute strength, or if mentally you want to break it open, break it apart, then you will see that Sun being in Gandanta, which is the Rashi Lord of Simha, Leo, because Sun is kind of not in the full potential, it will be more of sound, less of action, more of paperwork, less of actual work. So think about all that and use this time to plan your life, know the possibilities, both good and bad, and then decide what's right for you. On 19th early morning, When moon will enter Virgo zodiac sign, it will face the energy of Mars. Mars, one of the most fierce planet, the planet that has all the energy, will be moving in Virgo zodiac sign on 18th. So as soon as moon kind of follows Mars to Virgo, moon and Mars entanglement of energy will fill you with enthusiasm, will fill you with motivation, and will also trigger desire and your intention to fight for what you think is right and you deserve. So if you put forward your demand towards universe that you deserve this, not that you just want it, but you deserve it, you have done hard work for this, your wishes will come true, universe will listen. And if you can chant Angarak Stotra, if you can pray to Bhagwan Hanuman by chanting Hanuman Chalisa on this day, it will be an excellent remedy for you. When moon is progressing in the sign of Virgo, Virgo is a very methodical, very practical zodiac sign. But without methods, without strategy, without numerical advantage, even emotions can't do anything. And here moon and Mars Chandra Mangala Yoga in the Virgo zodiac sign will give you fruits of your action, will bring changes in your life, a positive change. It will give you kind of mental strength to take positive initiatives in your life. The moon has the capacity here to give you the support, the resources, the logistics, and maybe one final push. Sometimes one push from the universe is necessary for our mind to kind of kickstart. Like you are stuck in a mental loop, you are stuck in anxiety. This can be really helpful. But you must be ready to dissolve yourself and not stick to what you already know or who you really are. But there can be a little bit of instances. I'm not saying one day everything will change, but there will be small instances where you will have to be somebody else. Like you will have to bring that change. Why? Because Mercury, which is the lord of Virgo, will be 12th from the moon because Mercury is still in Leo. And Mercury is slowing down. So you can understand that on one side, moon will want, will feel, will desire, but it won't come true until you tap into your subconscious, until you are ready to give up and restart, until you are ready to do some sacrifice. Say for example, you really want to say find a job, but are you ready to say sacrifice on the condition that you may have to relocate to a different city? So these kind of changes are possible that will run in your mind, and your emotions will be riding on these waves. Take a practical decision, and by praying to Bhagwan Hanuman, seek guidance. Whatever is the enthusiasm that you will gather while moon is in Virgo, because Mars was in Virgo and this moon Mars conjunction was actually favoring you, the moment on 21st of August when moon will enter Libra zodiac sign and it encounters Ketu there, it is going to make you ask a lot of questions. Maybe the feasibility of your thoughts, maybe you are doubtful, maybe there is a different kind of input that you have received that is kind of telling you that you are unprepared or you are underprepared. So whatever be the case, your mind will be divided into multiple things. Maybe this was a one-off thing and your attention is now taken away by some other mundane activity of life. Whatever happens during this time, you must focus on yourself. This moon transit is the transit of internalization. Meditate. Focus on your internal thoughts and be a person who is like water during this time. Chanting Ketu mantra Om Kem Ketave Namah will also be really helpful during this time. Now, if you see the position of Venus, which is basically the dispositor of Moon and Ketu, is retrograde in Karka Rashi, Cancer zodiac sign. And because Venus is retrograde, 10th house from the Moon, Karka Rashi is 10th house from the Moon, this creates a kind of doubt on your own karma, on your own self. You might see yourself in a very different light, and for a lot of people it will be very happy. They will be on the cloud nine, and this is a very happy moment. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. That is what will happen. But sometimes you may omit that red flags. You may omit certain pointers that can be real mistakes that you will get to know later on. So what should you do? Observe the circumstance, and if anything is confusing, wait. Don't give a knee-jerk reaction and keep chanting Ketu mantra. And if something is dissolving, let it dissolve. Don't force it. Don't try to squeeze it and be desperate to hold it together. Do what is needed, not what you think you can. From 24th to 26th of August, Moon will be in Scorpio zodiac sign. And because Moon is in Scorpio, it is debilitated, but you will also observe that Mars, which is the ruler of Scorpio, is in Virgo, 11th from this Moon. So this Moon will be quite comfortable here. First of all, it is out of the grip of Ketu. Moon will be facing a retrograde Venus 9th position from itself. So kind of Moon is okay, because the biggest support will be the placement of Sun in Leo, 10th house from this Moon. So this is the time when you will feel dedicated and devoted towards your work. This is the time when you will feel that you are more humble, you are more grounded. So these grounding energies can be used to clear off any emotional tension, any mental stress, anything that is troubling you or putting you mentally down. This is the time when people who have Moon in Scorpio, this is the time when people who have a Moon in water zodiac signs should be using use this time to clean your emotions, to declutter your life. This is also the time when you might feel slightly uncomfortable in your career and you would want to grow and change. Jealousy should not be introduced in your life. This is the time when you have to invoke the characteristics of Anuradha Nakshatra, which is true devotion, true dedication, and complete surrender. People who have afflicted Moon in their chart will see some tensions coming their way, but also solutions. Your name and fame will improve during this time, or at least you will try to do that. Now, in an attempt to improve your name and fame, ensure that you are not overdoing it. You are not, trying to favor someone or be biased towards anyone. Health of your parents can be a concern, and this can give you a little bit of tension or worry. But if you are dedicated towards your life, if you are focused towards your action, and if you are fulfilling your duties, you are good to go. When you listen to someone, especially in your network circle, always ensure that you are verifying the facts before believing in it. From 26th of August till 28th of August, Moon will be in the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. Now, when Moon is in Sagittarius, it's a really good sign. It's a powerful position for the Chandrama. Your mind will be enthusiastic and you will be driven with cause, and you will be driven with motivation. This is a great time to rekindle any effort that you have, shelved or you are trying to shelve. Maybe a new lease of life can come in your own work through your own actions, because if you see the trinal position with respect to Moon, it is Jupiter, which is now aspecting the Moon from 5th house with respect to Moon, and Sun, which is in the 9th house. This Sun and Moon trinal connection is an excellent position to start a new work, to launch a new project. Depending upon the muhurta, depending upon your own horoscope, you can plan your day in or these 2 days in a way that these 2 days can be highly productive for you. You know, when moon is in Sagittarius, if you observe the Kama Trikona, that means the 3, 7 and 11 houses from the Chandrama, they have these moksha planets, Saturn and Ketu. And on the other hand, you can say moon is in kind of Kemadruma because of there is no planet 12th from the moon, there is no planet 2nd from the moon, but moon is aspected by Jupiter, and that is enough to cancel this negative yoga. So working in isolation, working with full concentration will be actually good for you. But when you are a team player, when you have to handle a lot of people, or when you are people centric, that might need some learning, that might need some readjusting, and maybe guidance of someone who is already an expert in that field. So if you are in HR, if you're in sales, marketing, if you're a social celebrity, maybe you will have to catch the nerve of the audience, nerve of the market, and act accordingly. Now, this is the time when you will have to, if you are a parent, you will have to spend some more time with your children. This is a weekend, and better to be with your family rather than focusing on your career. Career will anyways flourish, but if you spend more time with your family, you will be able to gel better with them. And because Jupiter is in 5th house, which is basically the lord of the moon sign, which is Sagittarius right now, your focus towards your children will bring clarity in their life, as well as it will bring beautiful connect. Also, you will learn a lot of things from them. So think about it. From 28th of August till 30th of August, moon will be in Capricorn zodiac sign. Capricorn is a zodiac sign of action, it's a zodiac sign of karma, it's a zodiac sign that represents Saturnian energy, and when moon goes there, moon finds a retrograde Saturn second from itself, which can create insecurities, especially family insecurities. You might be insecure about where your children are, you might be doubting your life partner, you might be dwelling into things that will create doubt in the minds of your family. So be very watchful of your own actions, that you're not being too dominant, you're not worrying that much, and you are being a bit practical and bit lenient in life. There is a retrograde Venus in Karka Rashi right in front of this moon. Therefore, this is a time when through practical talks, you can rekindle a lost relation. Especially if you are in troubled marriage, and if you really want to reconcile, this can give you that hope. But you will have to show patience, you will have to show will to change. Both the parties have to show that they can focus on their individual dharmas while they are together. This applies to business also. People who are involved in business will be tensed because Sun is in the 8th house, and they will be worrying on recoveries, like recovery of money, selling items that are stuck, clearing the stock, or even any task that has been given to you which is unfulfilled. Your worry will take you to a point where you will be thinking how to fulfill or how to finish that task. Deadlines can be a problem for most of the people during this time. So it is better to be practical, to be understanding of your own limits, and not focusing on one thing way too much, or giving your energy on one part of life beyond necessary. So that is one line that you might have to draw, which might mean that the attention to the comfort of your life will draw attention. So for example, you're working too hard and you are really in great need of sleep, a good night's sleep, but you're unable to get. So it runs constantly in your mind, and then it troubles you. That is only going to reduce your productivity. Remember that productivity follows a bell curve. Beyond a certain point of your efforts, your productivity will only fall, not increase. So think in that manner. Enjoy and don't be insecure. This is just a mind trying to tell you or bring your focus on gaps in your life. Provide that focus, but don't dwell onto that. Don't create this thought in your mind that you are nobody, or you are depressed, or you will not be able to achieve anything. Because during this time, small triggers can give big responses. And people who have strong moon in their chart need not worry. They will be able to pull out from any situation. So if you have a strong moon, and if you know someone who has a weak moon, help them. From 30th of August till 1st of September, moon will be in Aquarius. Now Aquarius is facing a retrograde Saturn. As soon as moon enters Aquarius, it will encounter retrograde Saturn, but will also be finding Sun and retrograde Mercury in the 7th house. Now you see that Sun and Mercury retrograding in the 7th house from the moon can be really confusing. On one side, moon has to face retrograde Saturn. That means your mind is occupied by a certain task and you really want to focus there. But the moment life throws another opportunity at you, now you don't know where to go, what to do, which task should be given priority. So prioritizing things in your life, in your day-to-day life, will become a big problem, especially for students. So it is better to focus on duties. Like if for a student, the first duty is to study. For a teacher, the first duty is to teach. For a man or a woman, depending upon their family or life's equation, find your duty and execute. Because Saturn will love if you do your karma. See, Sun and retrograde Mercury in the 7th house can bring confusing energies. Somebody can discourage you. Somebody can demean you. I'm not saying everybody, but it won't happen to everyone. But for some people this can, especially if you are Aquarius or Leo moon sign. So it is better to be more practical. Revise and do not say, it's not that you will have to ignore every criticism. Sometimes somebody will try to discourage you, but maybe the intentions are good. So it should not be that you are not hearing them, but don't take it to the heart, take it to the mind, analyze, and if you think that person is right, correct it, fix it immediately, be very practical. But if you think it is not up to the mark, or maybe the one giving advice is unaware of your preparations or unaware of the work that you are doing, don't respond. Let it be. Imagine that intention of the other person would have been good. Appreciate the criticism and move on. See, this is the time when it can drag you to the past. It can bring old matters in marriage. It can bring old fights in business. And there's no point doing that. It is better that you focus more on your own identity, your own nature, and keep serving. People who are involved in social services will see great possibilities, will be more happy. So if you are actually going there and meeting people and doing something for them, you will feel happiness and enlightenment, and this will prepare you for the next month. In September, moon will enter Pisces as in the beginning of the month, and in Pisces, moon will be literally happy and enthusiastic. But in Aquarius, moon is like air, mind is everywhere, and you need to bring it at one spot. So doing Tratak meditation, doing the Nam Japa, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna mantra will be extremely helpful for you.